Trading felt electric this morning. Did you see it? Some days the market doesn't just move, it seems to breathe. Little doors of possibility swing open, and the urge is to sprint through the nearest one. Before we rush, take one slow breath. Notice the tug to chase, notice the nudge to freeze. Now, choose clarity. Stick around for a grounded read on BTC and top alts at the end, and here's what I'm tracking this week so your trades stay clean and your nerves steady. Educational only, not financial advice. 3 stories are humming beneath the headlines. First, a practical walkthrough on using ChatGPT as an early warning lens for altcoin momentum. Less fortune-telling, more disciplined research, as reported today. Second, a Trump-backed WLFI token with a scheduled unlock in the tens of billions. 27 billion tokens per the listing data, an event that can reshape how a chart breathes before and after it lands. Third, an explainer on why Binance and Tether are watching South Korea closely, because when that market stirs, liquidity windows and microstructure can shift in ways you feel at the keyboard. Different notes, same rhythm. Smarter signals, supply crosswinds, regional flows. When rhythm changes, opportunity follows, if we trade the level, not the noise. Let's start with the AI signal. The guide makes a simple promise. ChatGPT can't see the future, but it can help you see the present more clearly. With well-crafted prompts, you can ask it to build watch lists around fundamentals, scan social traction worth validating, and detect patterns that rhyme with prior momentum. Then you pressure test those ideas with external tools. Market cap and price context from familiar dashboards, social sentiment from specialized trackers, on-chain footprints from scanners, and finally, with your own eyes on volume, spreads, and the quality of the order book. Why this matters to day traders is not magic, it's timing. The earlier you recognize a real catalyst, the less you need to chase. The survival frame is steady and small. Define your invalidation before you click, so a single candle can't rewrite your day. Size by realized volatility, so your dollar risk stays constant when ranges expand. Use time stops because momentum that won't reveal itself quickly is usually just noise in costume. Treat AI as your scout, not your general. It's there to open the door, you still decide if the floor is strong enough to step on. Now to supply, where the air gets heavier. A report today highlights WLFI, a token connected to a Trump-backed venture with a scheduled unlock of roughly 27 billion tokens per the listing data. Supply events don't guarantee direction, but they do change the microstructure. Ahead of the date, you'll often see pre-positioning, liquidity pockets forming above and below obvious shelves, fake-outs around mid-levels, and a quiet thinning near key lines as participants wait to see who blinks. During the event, the tape usually answers the only question that matters. Is the new supply absorbed on rising participation, or do bids step away and let price seek the next lower pocket? For traders, the edge isn't in prediction, it's in preparation. Mark the value area that matters, mark the clean shelf below. If the unlock passes and price reclaims a key level on volume, that's the kind of retest you can define risk against with surgical size. If price loses the level on strong participation and can't retake it on a retest from below, step aside and let gravity point you to the next place where effort meets response. Big supply headlines invite big opinions. You don't need an opinion. You need a line, a plan, and the willingness to wait until it's hit. Finally, the regional heartbeat. As explained today, Binance and Tether are watching South Korea closely because that market has a habit of bending the tape. Energetic retail activity, local exchange dynamics that can create premiums, and a regulatory lens that can tighten, loosen, and reshuffle listings and flows. For us, this is microstructure in plain clothes. Liquidity can concentrate around Asia Open when Korean participation is high. Spreads can behave differently on pairs that trade heavily in KRW versus USD. News that seems local can widen or narrow the premium and change how arbitrage and momentum play together across sessions. You don't need to be an expert to benefit from this. You need a calendar, a clock, and the humility to adapt your execution windows when the room's rhythm changes. If depth thins or spreads misbehave during regional catalysts, trade where the book is thick. Liquidity over lore, every time. Thread these together and the shape of the week appears. AI as a clearer lens for idea generation, a token unlock as a predictable crosswind you can map in advance, a regional current that might pull the market at unusual hours. None of this is a call to swing harder. It's an invitation to set conditions that let the market come to you. If your watch list is anchored in real catalysts, if your levels are drawn before the bell, if your risk is sized to the range, you don't need to guess. You wait for the room to breathe in your direction, and you step in with a plan. Here's what I'm tracking this week, calmly and specifically. On the AI side, I'm letting ChatGPT draft a short watch list under strict criteria: utility, visible teams, near-term catalysts. Then I'll try to break each pick. Does on-chain volume support the story? Are spreads tradable during my hours? Is the social buzz verifiable beyond a single echo chamber? If a name passes those gates and gives me a clean reclaim, I'll consider a small position with invalidation tucked just under the reclaimed line. Around the WLFI unlock, I'm highlighting the most recent value area and the next obvious shelf. If the event passes and price reclaims on rising participation, I'll engage with partial targets into nearby liquidity pools. If we lose the area on volume, I'll wait for the next pocket to form and trade the first honest retest, not the first dramatic wick. For the Korea angle, I'm aligning execution windows with Asia session liquidity when relevant and giving myself permission to skip if the book feels odd. Skipping is a position. It pays well over time. Let me share a few quiet habits that save my account when headlines get loud. I apply a two-source rule before acting on any single article or viral chart. I trade retests, not the first impulse, because the second touch is where emotion surrenders to information. I cut size when the average true range on my time frame doubles, so my dollar risk stays level when ranges expand. And I set time stops, so a pretty idea that goes nowhere doesn't tax my patience and my P&L. None of this is glamorous. All of it keeps me available for the trade that matters. You stayed for a grounded outlook on BTC and top alts, so here it is, with conditions attached. If AI-assisted watch lists keep aligning with real volume and spreads stay honest on majors, if the WLFI unlock is absorbed cleanly, and if Asia session participation remains constructive, I expect BTC to respect reclaim levels and allow rotational bursts into ETH and top L2s. In that scenario, retest and go setups become the base plan, with partials taken into obvious liquidity and stops tucked under structure. If instead, the unlock reaction is messy, spreads widen during Asia, or AI surface names fail on-chain validation, I'll expect chop and mean reversion. That environment rewards nimble scalps and punishes FOMO. In that case, I'll shorten trade duration, bring targets closer, and raise the bar for entries. Either path is tradable if your risk is honest and your plan is written before the candle moves. Wait till you hear what's next. If regional flows stay lively and supply calendars stack, the tape will change its gait before the press releases catch up. When a level you've marked quietly unlocks, you won't need an announcement. The tape will tell you. Your job is to have a line ready and the courage to do less until it's hit. If this helped turn noise into a plan, do your future self a favor and tap like so you can find it again when the feed gets loud. In the comments, name the exact level you're watching on BTC or ETH this week. Putting it in words anchors your discipline. And subscribe for survival first updates. We'll keep reading the room together, then trading the level.